Hello YouTube world, and thank you for joining me. In this video we're going to have a look at the basics of creating my most famous, fabulous, awesome camera rig in the world. I had some requests to go, how did you create the camera in the first place? So in this video I'm going to break it down right down to basics to creating my most awesome camera rig there is for everyone to be able to build it and enjoy it. So let's get into it. So here we are in Maya straight off. There's nothing fantastic about this, it's a blank scene. So I'm just in the classic workspace, and the only thing I'm going to change from this viewpoint is I'm going to open up my outliner. So I've got it sitting here to be able to work. If you haven't found that yet, you'll find it under Windows, Outliner, and just bring it up so it's sitting to the side of the workspace. The first thing you're going to need for this one is what's called a camera. So create camera. Now for my rig I like using one with an aim. It always depends just on exactly what your project is. Depends if you want one to be able to use depth of field or not. For this example I'm not going to use the depth of field just to keep it really simple. So just create a camera. You can see it'll come up with all its attributes, which is fabulous, and in the outliner it gives us camera 1. So we can zoom in on that just by hitting the F button and selecting it, and there's our camera. Nothing too outstanding. Now, I like this fancy little add-on called KK Tools. What it gives you quite a lot of really fancy little icons around your camera. I'll put a link in the description if anyone else wants to actually find this script. Fantastic little script that was free and released for Maya. I use it all the time for creating controls. But if you don't want to use that, you can always just go to create polygon circle, and the circles will work as controllers, but I like them being a little bit fancier. That's just me because I look at them all the time. So KK controls, I'm going to start off with a bright, well, I got my camera selected so it's changing its color. I like how it does that. Boop, boop, there we go, red. So I got a red camera. Go down, put that one. This one I'm going to start off just hitting the button and it creates a curve for me, curve 1. Now I want this curve 1 to be yellow, and I'm going to just grab I hit R, gives me my scale tool, and I'm just going to scale it down. I'm also going to grab it here and look at my rotation because it's not rotated the way I want it, so I'm going to rotate it on the X-axis by 90 degrees. I'm just going to type it in and go kaboom. Very precise, very prestigious, and it's perfectly around the camera for my first control. Now with that one, since it's now got, every time we click on it, it's now going to have information in it, we don't want that within our rig. So there's one other step which I need to do for this control, which is modify and freeze transforms. You can pull open the option box for it, just go edit, reset if you've ever used it, just go apply. And you can see now it's cleaned up our transforms inside the channel box. So there's nothing on that one anymore. It's very annoyingly not giving me the right color. I'm a little pedantic about that, so I'm going to go back to curve 1. Under display here, you can scroll down and you can see drawing override. You can see that that's enabled because KK controls I used a color, but it's given me white and I want yellow. That's just me. I like yellow. The next control I'm going to use is one that kind of looks a little bit more like if I scroll up, I'm going to select my camera again, just hit that, and it's just going to sit around that perfectly. It's arrows. You can probably guess what I'm going to use that one for. That one's going to be my translation control. So I'm going to change the color from that one. I don't want that one to be green. I'm going to put that yellow. I'm going to put that one to be, where is blue? There we go. Or actually I might put this one as green. So we go out green. Okay, that's the one I use the most. And then the last one, I'm just going to select the middle and go create. This time I am just going to use a circle. And it's too small. I want it to be around the outside of everything. So I just scale it up with R, press the R tool and it gets scale. It's also over here as well in your toolbox. But hit R and there it is. I'm also going to enable override and change the color of it to be blue. So And there we go, there's our controls all made up. Now, as you can see, it's called them all Curve 1, Curve 2, and NURBS Circle. I don't like that. That's not very good naming conventions. So what I'm going to do is select all of them. And if this thing's hidden, just click the little arrow and it'll expose it out. And you can see there's actually a rename tool up here. So I select that and go camera underscore CTRL. And it's going to rename all of them camera control 1, camera control 2. Now what I'm going to do while I'm here is select out which one's which. That one is camera control rotate. This one is camera control TR translate. And this one is my camera control route. And I'm going to rename my camera 1, 2 to render cam. Now that is enough to get us started. Did we grab this one? Let's better check the channel box. Oh, look at that. There's scale on that. Better fix that. Modify, freeze transforms, goes back to 1, which is right. So make sure that all our controls are zeroed out. Because the last thing you want is to have controls with translates on them as you're trying to move and you want it to get back to a position. The next thing I do, just because I do it, is I like having extra controls everywhere. Because when I'm in a complex camera situation and I want to do something that's just not in my controls, I can't conceptualize what it is, I like to have extra controls. So what I do with everything is just put a group around it. So I select each thing, Control G, will give me a new group, even on my camera. Then I can select all of them, go back up to my rename tool and go CTRL control GRP group 1, 2 and 3. Then what I'm going to do, this is now, and this is my cam group. Now this is complete overkill for anyone who's actually just wanting to do something simple, but I developed this over years and this is just what I like. So on now to link this all together so that each control can then control the one underneath it, what we do is you select what you want, which is the camera, and we want to link the camera. So I'm just going to press my right mouse button and drag that to my camera rotate control and drop it in there, and it comes underneath it. Then I'm going to take my control group for my camera rotate and I'm going to right click on it and drag it down to my translate control. And the last one I'm going to select is my control group 2 and I'm going to drag it up to my root control. And I rename this extra root control extra translate control extra rotate. Cam group and the render cam right down the bottom. And there it is, my fancy little control group and control rig that actually is built around the camera. All zeroed out. You got to make sure that when you do this that everything is zeroed out at the end. There you have it. I hope you've been able to step your way through creating this camera rig as well. To everyone who's out there who's asked it, I hope it's helped out and you hit subscribe. And to everyone else, thank you very much, and until the next time, bye bye. Thank you.